Hi everybody, I'm Stacie Spradlin and I'm joining you from the Longarm room sponsored by Handy Quilter here at Quilt Week with American Quilter Society. I'm glad you're tuning in today. I hope that you'll be able to take one of the tips that I'm going to show you later on to help your longarm journey. First, I want to show you that I am stitching on one of the Handy Quilter Amara machines. Handy Quilter has always been so generous in sponsoring the longarm rooms in the classes for AQS, and this Quilt Week is no exception. They have wonderful support staff that join us here in the longarm room, so we want to make sure we say thank you to them. I want you to remember when you show up for longarm class that you need to remember that you are not stitching on your home machine. No one in the class is stitching on their own machine, even if you sew on a Handy Quilter at home. This machine is going to run just a little bit differently, so don't be too critical of yourself when you're in class and realize that maybe your stitches don't look exactly the way that you want them to. Don't worry about it. When you get home and you're stitching on your own machine, you'll know the feel of your machine and your stitches will look better, I promise. So with that being said, I'm going to show you just a little bit about what we've been talking here at AQS Quilt Week, about some feather design that we show, that we've been learning about. And I'm going to show you a couple of variations that you can maybe take a tip from this and change just one little shape of what you've been doing at home to make your feather look completely different. The same concept, but it gives you a completely different look. All right, let's join in. All right, so today I'm going to show you a little bit about what I call the swirled feather. It's wonderful for backgrounds on the quilts that we need to fill in a background area. And it's really, really fun for even a little girl's quilt and even up to teens or whatever. Here I'm going to just start with a swirl, and then I'm going to go out with a feather design. So just follow along. I'm going to start with my swirl. And I'm going to stop my swirl about the same place where I started it, and then I can go into my feather design. And in the quilt world, if we want it to stand out, we typically give it a little echo. So I'm going to try to keep my echoes about 1/4 inch away. And I can continue my echo work to start my next swirl where I want it to be. And since I've ended up here where my other stitches are, I'm going to start my echo here and come out and around. Once you've mastered this, it's easy to come back now and add some embellishment to some feathers. So I'll show you that. My swirl and now my feathers, and while I'm here I can add a little bit of embellishment to those. Just adds a little bit fancier effect and a little more texture to your quilt. And an echo. I'm going to come back around here so you can see. I'm going to come into another swirl, and I want to show you one more feather type. Let's say that you have some leaf prints on your fabric that you're actually stitching on. By changing the shape of this feather into more of a leaf pattern, it changes the look completely. So I can make it look like a leaf with a little spine up and in and around my leaf. I'll make a little one that'll can fit right in here in that tiny space. And again, if you want it to stand out, we're going to give it an echo. You can do one more here. That same leaf design. Now, you can see that I actually went over and across into my swirl that I started with. Again, I'm not on my home machine. Don't be too critical on yourself when you come home, when you come in for class. Your stitches will be a little bit better when you're at home and in your own environment. Just remember to have fun and have patience and try to learn a new skill with each quilt. Thanks for joining in. We hope to see you at the next Quilt Week.